Chapter 5 Season 2 just launched, and along with it, the new competitive blog post, and we have tournaments starting as early as next week. There are, however, a lot of pros who are upset with how many tournaments we have this season, saying it's nowhere near enough. So I'm going to go through everything we now know about competitive in Chapter 5 Season 2. As for our first tournament of the season, it is, as usual, an evaluation cup. We have the Performance Evaluation Cup kicking off on March 12th. Now, this is only going to be for EU. I know it's super upsetting. They're running a lot of evaluation cups. They're actually running 10 of them this season, and they are only available on one region. This is upsetting a lot of people outside of EU, saying it just isn't fair. Obviously, running a few evaluation cups this season, throwing a little bit of cash at it and running them on EU because they have the most players to actually evaluate makes sense. But running 10 of them and only having it on one region seems a little bit unfair. But you can play on it from multiple regions. There is no region lock on it because, again, it's only on one region, so you can play it, but obviously you are going to be at a massive ping disadvantage. But it is our first tournament of the season, and it's going to be our first look at the new competitive meta. We also have our first and only PlayStation Cup of the season taking place next week as well. On March 15th is going to be the Zero Build tournament, and March 16th is going to be the Build tournament. And like I said, these are going to be the only PlayStation Cups this entire season. We're back to only getting one each season, but technically two because it's Zero Builds and Builds, but they run at the same time and the prize pool is split across them. You can play Zero Builds on one region and Builds on another, but technically it's only really one tournament. We also have the $75,000 eFuse Women of the E-Arena tournament taking place next week on March 16th. These are now open qualifiers for anyone who wants to apply. Obviously, again, it is for female only, but it's another massive major tournament we have next week. Then we have the Solo Victory Cups taking place on the 17th and Duo Cash Cups taking place on the 23rd. Now, I did already mention there are 10 evaluation cups this season, so you're probably thinking, oh my god, there must be so many tournaments. And there is kind of. There's actually only 4 Duo Cash Cups. They mentioned 3 in the blog post, but in-game there's actually 4. And in the Solo Victory Cups, there are going to be 7 of them, and 7 Duo No-Build Victory Cups. So technically 14 Victory Cups, but it's mostly really only 7 because, again, they run at the same time. There are also going to be 4 console cash cups, so it looks like they're doing an even amount of console cash cups and duo cash cups, the first of which is taking place on March 18th. So I think we're going to continue to see that trend of pro players who own PCs buying consoles to compete in console cash cups because there's so few duo cash cups this season. Now, what about the big one, FNCS? It is kicking off on April 12th, so honestly a pretty quick turnaround for FNCS. That's a little over a month away. It is also worth noting that as soon as this FNCS ends, we have 30 days until the next one starts, so competitive is going to be coming thick and fast. So I know a lot of people are sad about how few tournaments there are. I mean, there's still quite a few. 4 Duo Cash Cups, 7 Victory Cash Cups, technically 14, 10 Evaluation Cups. Again, if you're an EU player, you're very happy. 4 console cash cups, and then a PlayStation Cup as well as an FNCS. It's actually quite a lot, but this tournament is a relatively short one. We are jumping into the new season very, very soon, so it makes sense there wouldn't be as many tournaments. There is still a major tournament every single week of this season. It's crazy I have to mention this, but I know I've seen a lot of TikToks going around again. FNCS is duos. It's going to be duos for the whole year. It looks like Fortnite is just sticking to duos as the main comp game mode. Do not get clickbaited. It is not solos. It's not trios. It's not Team Rumble. It is duos for this entire year. We are also seeing the return of proper LTM cups. We are going to be getting a Midas Floor is Lava tournament this season, so it's just like your regular Floor is Lava, but now it's Midas themed, it's gold, it's all themed around him. But we are getting proper fun LTM cups in the game again, which I am extremely happy about. It doesn't look like they have a prize pool, but they are going to be very, very fun to play in, hopefully. We are also continuing the ranked cups, but it looks like there are going to be even more rewards now for the ranked cups. The main one just being a glider, but ranked is now more difficult. They have said in the blog post it is going to be much harder to reach the higher ranks now, so they're going to feel more rewarding, which I guess technically is going to make the ranked rewards even better. It looks like we are finally getting a ranked skin. We didn't really get any details about this in the blog post. Hopefully find out soon, but we already had this leaked. These are the different styles of the rank skin, and depending on the highest rank you get that version of the skin. So if they're actually going to make Unreal hard to get to, this will be a bit of a flex, and I think it will be really fun to actually grind towards rank this season, depending on how difficult they actually made it to get there. They also made a change deliberately nerfing Bush Camp Dad, rip my man. They have now made it that you don't get a bonus for ranked if you take no damage in a game, which, as much as I'm sad for Bush Camp Dad, I love the dude. It does make sense. You probably shouldn't be getting a bonus on ranked for just hiding the entire game and fighting absolutely no one. I get playing for placement, but I don't know if they wanted people just to, you know, sit in trees and not fight anyone. I think Bush Camp Dad will probably still be able to pull it off. You can still rank up. You just don't get that bonus for doing the full Bush Camp Dad strat of leaving the game or deliberately dying without fighting anyone because you wanted the bonus rank. I know you're probably thinking, Aussie, what do you think about the competitive meta? We have crazy flying mythics in the game. We have Siphon returning with the new medallion. It all looks crazy, but instead of rushing out videos like that, trying to give all my thoughts before I even try it properly, I'm going to delay that video for a couple days and give you my full thoughts on what's going on with the new season. I wanted to upload this one first because we actually know what's going on with tournaments.